Okay, so basically this is the storyboard. The story is that the guy is walking on the hallway, really sad, and you see this and the people, to school. So right here, that's when he starts getting the flashback of Barbara. And that's when he remembers her sitting alone in, the streets waiting to be picked up, but of course it never happens. Okay, so then it moves on to him leaving the hallway, and then he walks out and he unfolds his wallet and he looks at her picture, and then he unfolds it and looks at it, and then in class he finds this paper that says vote for Barbara, and he puts a check next to her name. So yeah, and then that's when it blurs out or fades off, and then moves to the next one, which is him outside on a park bench waiting for the bus or something. It's after school, and he feels something in his pocket, and it's Barbara's, it's a paper with Barbara's name and phone number, reminding him to call. So yeah, and that was our idea.
Okay. Well, this is Dylan's and my idea. We combined it together, and we want to start with a comic book, class president, and then we want this to be Barbara's hand, and she opens the book, and then from there the comic book opens, and you zoom in into the picture, and it's Steve sitting, right there in the steering wheel, with a really regretful look in his face, and he turns on the radio right here, and from there the song starts, and he sings along with the song, and he's driving, so right in the back of his city passing by, and then the car stops and he looks outside his window, and he sees Barbara sitting right there in the porch waiting for him, because he never went to go pick her up, so it's she's waiting for him. And right here, he looks down at his wallet, and he sees a picture of her with the tickets next to him.
You ready? In this film, in the first strip right here, have him in the car just kind of driving around town, and then he stops the car and starts to think about what's going to happen. And then in the next one, it zooms in on his thought bubble, and then you have him maybe hanging out at a party. Then you have Barbara just sitting there at the party just waiting. Then in the next one, it goes to the clock, and the clock starts spinning really fast to represent the time that went by. And then the next is he pulls out his picture while he's still in the car, and then he starts looking at it and reminiscing. And then the next scene, he drives away, but he goes past the school and looks at the school while he has the picture still in his hand. And the next one is where he sits there and stops and notices that she's running for class president. People had voted her into office. So then he sits there and is in his car, and then he looks at the picture. And then the next scene goes into him remembering her calling in summer.